Gamecock Nation, what is up? Your man, your fan, Cocky Ryan, with another live for you all. Before we begin, I want to say happy Friday to everyone out there. Best day of the week for a lot of us, and I hope everyone out there is having a good day as we get ready for the weekend, and especially this weekend for Gamecock football. A huge game coming up, honestly, for both teams. And guess what? Your boy will be there. I will be at the game, and I am so amped up for it. I've told y'all many times, many times. It's really no secret anymore. But Oklahoma is my second favorite team. I've been watching OU football since 2013. The reason is personal. I don't want to, tell the story here, but I love them a lot too. Don't worry. Carolina is, always has been, and always will be my number one. I've been pulling for them long before. But to the point, this is my chance to see my two favorite football teams play, and I'm taking it. I know it's fair weekend, so traffic's gonna suck. But it's worth it to me because attending this game is a personal dream come true for me. So to say I'm excited is a massive understatement. But anyways, let's read the chat and shout out the wonderful people in this live. What's up, Gavin Marshall? Looks like we got 5 people in here. Hey, comment down, y'all. Comment down, like the stream. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. And we're about to get into the game, but it's a beautiful day outside, too. Really nice weather. And supposedly tomorrow, it's going to be like 81 degrees, a little bit warmer than it's been the last couple of days. But, I mean, it's still going to be great weather for football. That's for sure. But, all right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. South Carolina versus number 14, Oklahoma at 12:45 p.m. on the SEC network. A big game for both teams. Both teams are coming off of a loss. The Gamecocks are coming off of a loss to LSU in Baton Rouge, 20-10, and the Sooners coming off of a disappointing loss to Texas and Dallas. And if you love OU, losing in Red River always leaves a bad taste in your mouth, man. I mean, it's never fun. But it's time for both teams to flush that one quick because both teams are in situations right now where they have to have this game. I mean, for OU, it's a game where, hey, look, Dallas was a shit show, man. It was. But it doesn't have to define you. Don't let Texas beat you twice. All your goals and dreams are still in front of you. But you lose this game to the Gamecocks, especially with what you have coming your way, it could be a blow to your goals. Oklahoma has Ole Miss on the road in Knoxville against the Vols, on the road in Tuscaloosa against the Rolling Tide, and you know they're going to want revenge for last year. OU was the one to upset Bama in their playoff hopes last year. I don't know if many of you remember that, but 24-3, Oklahoma took Bama out of the playoffs. And if you're South Carolina, look, we all know all of your playoff hopes and dreams are already out the window at this point. I mean, let's be honest. Even if you end the season on a run and go 9-3 again, which I don't think you are, by the way. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I just don't. 9-3 wasn't good enough to get you in last year. So Atlanta playoffs out the window. But SC really needs this. For one, just to prevent the season from completely going off the wheels, man. And to just find something positive to build off of, to maybe help yourself to still find a way to make something positive out of this season. Yes, this season is disappointing compared to expectations and everything, but this would be a win for South Carolina that could prevent the wheels from completely falling off, and that could help boost your morale and your confidence into what will be a brutal next few games for you. However, you lose this game, and you're in serious danger of falling out of bowl eligibility. After Oklahoma, you have Alabama on the road at Ole Miss and on the road at Texas A&M. Oh, and you still have to play Clemson, by the way, who has looked a lot better recently, but UNC and Boston College will do that for you. But, I mean, still, both sides need this. Let's look at the comments again. What's up, Russ the Lion? Good to see you, buddy. I expect this one to be a battle now since Elliott is back in his proper coaching position. Oh, yeah, this will be a really good game. This will be. I think it could go either way, but you're about to hear my thoughts. Gavin says, I really, really don't want to be 3-4. Yeah, if you're 3-4 with what you have coming up next, I think this could be another 2023. I really do. However, we'll see what happens because, like I told y'all, and like I'm gonna mention later down the stream, South Carolina always has at least one game a year where they just no matter who it's against, they just have that one game where everything clicks, where they play their best football of the season and they get a win. It's a lot of times it's against ranked teams, so you just never know with South Carolina football, man. But let's get back into it. Right now, Oklahoma only sits at it's actually a 4.5-point favorite now. It's changed since I've started the stream. It's actually changed. It's now 4.5-point favorite. So a little bit of line movement, but not much. OU has a 54% chance to win, and South Carolina has a 45% chance to win. Vegas thinks this could be an upset potential here. Many others do too. And guess what, y'all? I also see it as an upset potential too. Oklahoma's beatable, as Texas showed. They aren't invincible, and Oklahoma has had issues themselves. Honestly, it feels like maybe you guys are going to think that I'm crazy for saying this, but I've watched both of these teams, and I can tell you this. It feels like these two teams are damn near similar in certain areas, but OU is just a better version. I mean, there will be opportunities for you on Saturday, and you have to take advantage of them when they come, because that's something you didn't do in Louisiana last weekend. You had chance after chance to get back into that game and put yourself in a position to win, and you didn't do anything with it. You can't do that against this Oklahoma squad. You can't do that. I mean, you can't do a lot of the things that cost you last weekend against this OU squad, because OU will make you pay. But there will be chances here for you. Number one, this is Oklahoma's first true road game. Nothing against Temple, but that doesn't count. This is where it's at Williams-Brice Stadium, in front of a raucous crowd. And listen, it doesn't matter what time it is. Noon, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 7:30 p.m., 2 a.m., it doesn't matter. Willie B will be an electric atmosphere day or night. It is one of the toughest places to play in college football. And it's also Oklahoma's first time ever visiting Willie B. It's actually kind of hard to believe that OU's coming to Columbia, y'all. I mean, if you had told me that 5-10 years ago that OU would be coming to Columbia to play us as a conference opponent, I would not have believed you. But boy, how things can change. Boy, how things can change. That's just the reality of where we're at in college football today. But yeah, the Gamecock crowd will be loud and ready. I will for sure. I will be there with my loud, annoying voice to try and help with being a difference maker on Saturday. So on Sunday's post game live, if I sound hoarse, you'll know why. But the Gamecocks have the home field advantage here, and like I said, day or night, it will be a good atmosphere. Number two, and boy, I know South Carolina has their struggles with it too. Trust me, we all know. But OU has had trouble running the football. They have had issues on the O-line. They've had issues on offense. Sound familiar, Gamecock fans? They have one hell of a quarterback. And I know after the game in Dallas, Mateer said pain in his thumb wasn't an issue and that his eyes let him down, but I still don't truly believe he was 100% there. But here are the offensive numbers for Oklahoma: 68th in scoring offense, 35th in passing offense, 106 in rushing offense, 62nd in time of possession, 83rd in yards per play, and 104th in sacks allowed. I mean, it's been struggling for Oklahoma a bit too. It has. They're also averaging about 2 turnovers per game. So, and guess who's been the best team in the SEC enforcing those turnover things, as the kids call it today? Yeah. But despite Mateer being him for OU, the offense has had its issues. There are issues South Carolina can exploit. And South Carolina's defense, outside of a couple games, have done pretty well. LSU has had a struggling offense too, and SC held them down for the most part. But one of the things where SC has an advantage at here, shout out to College Football News for providing this stat, by the way, but South Carolina is 3-0 when they have allowed less than 145 yards. 0-3 when they don't. So when South Carolina, when the run defense is playing well, they usually win the football game. Well, I mean, you want to talk about a team who has struggled to run the ball, look at OU. It's been very disappointing for them. Jaden Ott, this guy coming in from Cal that everyone was excited about, has not gone very well so far. John Mateer has been the rusher for OU, your quarterback. Now Torrey Blaylock is someone who could do some great things for OU, but it's still been a big struggle to run the ball. Texas contained OU very well, and now South Carolina's defense is not like Texas, okay? That's not what I'm saying. And our D is not the same as last year's D, which dominated Oklahoma and put it away in the first 5 minutes of the game. But South Carolina can contain struggling run games. This OU offense is one-dimensional, man. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The OU offense relies on one thing, and that's the playmaker. That is John Mateer. They live or die on what he can do with his legs and mostly his arm. And they have playmakers that can hurt you. Deion Burks, Isaiah Sategna, Jaron Knack. I mean, let me tell you, by the way, Jaron Knack, he's a dangerous weapon. They got some others that can hurt you too. But if you could take away the life force of this Oklahoma offense, you put yourself in a position to win the game. Another thing this D does very well is forcing turnovers, as I mentioned earlier. Those could be the difference in a game like that. As a matter of fact, SC is also undefeated this season when they score non-offensive touchdowns. Winless when they don't. Now, we all know how good Mateer has been for Oklahoma, but when he gets going, he's lethal. I mean, he is. But even old Johnny has his struggles. Look at Texas. 3 turnovers. Now, sure, he wasn't 100% in that game, but Texas got after him a lot and forced those mistakes. If you can get pressure on John Mateer and force him to make those mistakes, that could very well play into your favor. You have one of the best in Dylan Stewart. There are others on this D-line that can help you too. OU's O-line is not the best. They're not. So, if you can bring pressure on John and force those mistakes, OU has also turned the football over in almost every game this season. Almost every game. 2 against Illinois State. 2 against Michigan. 1 against Temple. 1 against Auburn. Now, they didn't against Kent State, so props to you, I guess. But 3 against Texas, as mentioned before. So, OU has turned the football over. And I do think they will here. SC has to take advantage of them. Did I just say SC? I mean, South Carolina has to take advantage of them. Winning the turnover margin, it's winning the turnover battle or whatever you call it is an absolute must in every game. But you did so last week, and you lost because you couldn't take advantage of it. Could SC get a defensive score here? That's always something to watch for with SC. And hey, those are what put you ahead so far last year. OU turned the ball over in their first 3 possessions. 2 went for defensive scores. It was 21-0 before you even knew what was going on. I've never seen anything like it. Now I get it. It's a better Oklahoma team, but that's what you did so well against them last year. Can you do it again this year? Or how about special teams? Texas got one on OU last week. Can Vicari Swain pull some magic again? Because it honestly feels like one of those games where you might have to put up some non-offensive scores to win. I hate to say that, but that's just how I feel. Because here comes what worries me most in this game. A struggling South Carolina offense against one of the best defenses in the country. No, Oklahoma's offense is no juggernaut, but their D is nasty. Brent Venables has took over play calling for them, and boy, has it been a good thing for them. The most Oklahoma guys, listen to this. The most points Oklahoma has allowed on offense all season is 17 against Auburn. Listen to these stats. First in the nation in sacks, second in points allowed, second in passing yards allowed, seventh in third down defense, ninth in rushing yards allowed, seventh in total plays, second in yards per play. Nasty, nasty. Even the dogs are barking about it. That's how good they are. Get the dogs all riled up. And, you know, I think they're a better defense than LSU. What Oklahoma is doing on defense is good. They also got 10 sacks on Auburn. I mean, Auburn has a bad offensive line like us, but take nothing away from them. I mean, that's pretty good. 10 sacks doesn't happen a lot. One for a safety, by the way. Needless to say, this is a defense that eats, and South Carolina's offense has been bad, as I just mentioned. I mean, we rank in the 100s in darn near every offensive stat. Offensive line has been atrocious. Now, a coaching change was made there, and Sean Elliott is now taking over. And I do have optimism for the future of this unit under Elliott. It will take time. Listen, I don't think that we're going to have some massive turnaround in 1 week. I don't. But let me tell you what I think we will see. I think you'll see a different level of fight and intensity from this unit. I really do think so because Sean Elliott is a fiery coach and he tends to get the most out of his players. Go back and look at the offensive line at Carolina under Spurrier when he was there. I mean, he's one hell of an offensive line coach. He is. Sorry about that siren going through, so I just had to mute it. But look, this offensive line, this offense isn't going to put up 600 yards against this Oklahoma defense. If they did, that'd be great. But I do have optimism for the future of this unit under Elliott. It will take time, but I do have some hope moving forward with that unit. I really do think we're going to see a fiery energy out of this offensive line. I do. And, I'm glad Coach Elliott's taking over. But here's the thing. He has to go up against one of the best this week. With some injuries on his unit, too. Doesn't bode well against the best team in producing sacks. A defense who is top 10 in most categories. This offense will struggle, y'all. I mean, no doubt. OU will get in the backfield, and they will raise hell on Lenora Sellers. But my question is this, and this is my question to y'all in the chat, too. Will there be anything positive that can come from this offense tomorrow? One thing we saw against LSU is that we put something, we got something from the run game. The best output of the season. Matthew Fuller with a 72-yard tutty. Fajon getting some yards. Can the Gamecocks generate something again? Because Texas was able to move a bit on the Sooners in the second half. Now, to be fair, I think they were worn out. And I think that's what to be expected when your offense gives you nothing and you had to be on the field all day long. Hell, even we saw that against LSU. You can only bend so long before you break. I mean, Now, we all know that asking this offense and one with a ton of issues right now. To be great on Saturday is a big ask. But my question is, can the Gamecocks offense have something positive? Because I expect this to be a low-scoring defensive game. I don't see OU scoring a lot here. I don't. But can you do enough to complement opportunities that may be given to you? You know, Nuss gifted you 3 turnovers last weekend, and you did nothing with it. But you want to know a big reason why? Penalties. Shooting yourselves in the foot constantly. You cannot do that on Saturday. Just like LSU, this is a team that when something comes your way, you'll have to take advantage to win. Don't beat yourself. Again, I want to say it louder for the people in the back. Don't beat yourself. And, you know, can we see those penalties be reduced? I don't think you can, you know, fix everything immediately, but can we limit penalties and the mental mistakes that kill you? Is that something positive we can see? Can we finally see Norris come alive here? It's been a struggle for him this year. I mean, any quarterback will struggle behind the offensive line Carolina has put out. I get people are frustrated with him sometimes, hanging on to the football too long in the pocket. Valid criticism, in my opinion, but don't let that make you forget what a weapon he can be. We all know how dangerous he is and what his skills are. He can break out of sacks and turn a 5-10 yard loss into a 15-20 yard gain. We've seen him do it before. However, we need to see him be his dual threat ability self. Because I don't think being a pro style pocket passer against this Oklahoma defense, just sitting there in the pocket like a sitting duck, that is not a recipe for success, in my opinion. I'm talking a lot. I need to take a breather. I'm sorry. Gotta take a breather for a second. Ooh. But we need to see him run and be who he is. Because we all know who he is. This is a better defense than LSU, and I think you're just going to need him to make plays with his legs. You are. And I understand they want to improve his pocket passing and everything, but this to me feels like one where if he just sits there in the pocket like a sitting duck, it's going to hurt your offense even more. Can we see LaNorris Sellers be Superman? Is my question. I mean, because we saw him do some really nice runs against Kentucky. Now, obviously, a lot better defense this week. But you get my point, I hope. Sellers can be dangerous. Can he make those Superman plays to help give you a chance? What about Dre Jacobs and Nick Harbor? Can we see Mazio finally? What about tight ends? What about Brady Hunt? What about Jordan Dingle? Got to do something because let's be honest, you're not going to win scoring 10 on Oklahoma. You're not. This offense will struggle against OU. There will be negative yardage. OU's defense will get theirs. They're aggressive, they're fast, and they average I think 3 or 4 sacks per game. I mean, that's some really, really good stats. However, there are some weaknesses. And the biggest weakness they have is missed tackles. You look at some of their big wins this year. They missed 11 against Michigan, 15 against Auburn, and 10 against Texas and Dallas, which was a loss for them. Can you exploit that? Again, I don't expect a lot from this offense at all, if I'm being brutally honest. But if you can move the ball on them and show that you have a pulse, you can give yourself a chance. Let's look at the comments again real quick. Then we're going to take a minute of a break so I can get some air. Both of these teams are very similar. I agree. I feel like Oklahoma is a slightly better team, but we're at home. That's kind of how I feel, Gavin, honestly. People might call us crazy for it, but I just feel like these teams are like mirror images of each other in a way. It's just that Oklahoma is like the better version. If the refs make stupid calls, chant, I have a feeling this game is going to come down to a game-winning play. I do too. And I will mention that when we come back. But right now, I'm going to take a little bit of breather and get some water. I'll be right back on the Cocky Ryan Live Show. All right, guys, welcome back to Cocky Ryan Show. We are back. Sorry, I had to take a little bit of a breather and get some water. I talk too fast sometimes to the point where I get out of breath, and I do apologize for that. I don't know if anyone else has that issue, but I sure do. But anyways, getting back to it, honest to God, I think this is going to be a defensive, low scoring, kind of ugly game, personally, where both offenses will struggle. Could be a similar game to last weekend, honestly. South Carolina will have their chances here. What's up, Hokie? Good to see you, buddy. What you do of it, in my opinion, will decide how this game goes. Again, this is the one you need. You have to have this game to prevent the wheels from completely falling off and giving some hope in life to a season that to most already feels lost. And you know what's interesting here too, y'all? The Gamecocks are 3-3 coming into this game. It has been a disappointment so far. But South Carolina was also 3-3 going into the Oklahoma game last year too. And it also felt like a disappointment then. Struggling offense, missed opportunities against ranked teams, a disappointing blowout loss at home. There's some similarities there. But this year, more disappointing because, due to the expectations. But you beat Oklahoma bad last year in their house, and that started a winning streak to close the season. That game served as a positive for you last year. If you win this game, can it serve as a positive again if you win? And I get it. Completely different teams. And no, I don't think you're winning out or going 9-3 or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you have a chance to give yourself a confident Spalding win in some life when a lot of your fans already think you're completely dead. And no, guys, I'm not a sunshine pumper. I know there are issues with this team, and I know that this is a difficult game coming up, and it's not getting any easier after OU either. But I'm telling you, the chance that this team has is there to win this game. Oklahoma has not been perfect. They have issues. They have areas of weaknesses where you can exploit. South Carolina does too, in all fairness, But I really think you have a shot. This isn't a game where you have no chance. It's a winnable game, especially if the defense can come up big for you. We talked about non-offensive scores and how you're undefeated this season when you forced one or multiple of those. That could be the difference tomorrow. Because let's be honest, it will be another ugly game for South Carolina's offense. I hope I'm wrong, but I just see it coming I just see it coming a mile away. OU will bring pressure. They'll get into the backfield. They will force tackles for losses and sacks. They're the best team in doing so. Just get ready for it, y'all, because Oklahoma's going to wreak havoc on this offensive line. They are. But I'm looking to see what kind of improvements does this offense make? Are the penalties down? Can you move the ball? Can you show some life on offense? Do we see some different things here? I don't expect this offensive line to have a massive turnaround in 1 week, but I'm intrigued to see what it looks like under a new coach and one who has led one of the best offensive lines in school history when he coached under Steve Spurrier. But you cannot shoot yourselves in the foot with drive-killing penalties. You can't take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. If you do that, then you crap away another opportunity to beat a ranked team. But let's look at some comments, and then we'll get into my prediction. I'll take one more break, and then we'll get into my prediction. How's that? What's up, Gavin? This year is definitely different, despite both. Yeah, absolutely. This year is different for sure. I was just saying it's kind of interesting, some of the similarities, but we had no idea we were going to be that good last year, so we expect to be a playoff team, but we suck. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll get one more glass of water, and then we're getting into the moment everyone's been waiting for, my prediction. All right, we're back, and now it's time for the prediction. I'll be honest with you guys. Vegas and many others think this could be an upset game. Some people think it's a coin flip. A lot of people think it's in fact, the ESPN matchup predictor literally has it as a coin flip. 55% chance for Oklahoma, 45% chance for Carolina. I will be 100% honest with y'all. I have a strange feeling, an upset feel for this game. And every time I have that upset feel, an upset happens. Last year against Texas A&M, I told y'all I had a gut feeling. I didn't pick it because I didn't trust this offense. But it came true. My gut has been right every time. And I've been wrong when I picked against it. And I'll be 100% honest with y'all. Oklahoma being my second favorite team, my OU side is very worried about this offense going forward. Because, again, John Mateer is a life force of Oklahoma's offense, in my opinion. And he's not 100% healthy right now. He's not. And he's made some mistakes at times. And Oklahoma on the road in the SEC last year was absolutely horrible. And I get it. New Oklahoma team. At least we think. The Oklahoma defense is really good, but this offense, offense still has some struggles, but they have a better quarterback. And they got a quarterback that can hurt you if you leave him enough time to do so. If John Mateer hangs around in the pocket long enough where he can hurt you on a pass, he will. And he has some wide receivers that he can connect to. This is going to be difficult. It's bold to pick an upset. Dare I pick the upset here? Because I really do think you can make an argument for both teams. Both teams need this. For Oklahoma, if you lose this game to the Gamecocks, then your goals, your playoff dreams, it's in serious danger because you have a gauntlet next. For South Carolina, if you lose this game, you're likely going to fall short of bowl eligibility, and that would be a massive failure if that happened. It would be. Who wants it more? I think it's going to come down to who wants it more, y'all. And you want to know who I think wants it more? And who I think needs it more? I think it's South Carolina. I truly do. I think South Carolina wants this more and they need it more. Because again, if you lose this, then is everyone checked out? I hate to ask that question, but it's a real question. If you lose this game, you're 3-4 with Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M coming up. And by the way, you'll still have to play Clemson at home, which has not gone very well for you recently. You need to win this game. You have to win this game to make something positive of this season. Call me crazy, y'all. I got this strange feeling that on Saturday, South Carolina plays their best game of the season. I just do. The offense will struggle per usual, but I just have this strange feeling that we're going to see some things that we haven't seen so far. That your defense is going to get a couple of turnovers for you. And not only do I think not only will they get turnovers, not only will they take advantage of it this time, I think it might go for 6. I just have this feeling, and every year South Carolina has one game where they play their best football and they win. South Carolina needs this. They need it. Oklahoma needs it too. And again, some of y'all might say, Ryan, how could you pick South Carolina to beat Oklahoma? How could you? What have you seen from this Gamecock offense to make that prediction? And you know what? You're right. This offense has been horrific, and they're about to play against the best defense they've seen all year. But you had opportunities against LSU, and you didn't take it. You didn't take it. This weekend is at home. It's in front of your home crowd. I expect Oklahoma's offense to struggle, and I think they're going to turn the football over. And guess what, y'all? Guess what? I've never gone with my gut before. I have never gone with my gut before when it comes to picking an upset. I really haven't. But I really think you can pull this off. I really do. It will be difficult, but guess what? This offense will struggle like they always do, but I think you'll see a different intensity out with this Carolina offense. I am not a sunshine pumper, but I'm just telling you, it feels like, in my gut, it feels like this is the game where Carolina is going to play their best game that we've seen them play all season long. I've gone against my gut too many times, man. At this point, I've learned my lesson. I'm going with South Carolina to win this game. I am picking the upset, y'all. Again, call me crazy, say whatever you want about me, but I don't think it's a crazy pick. This is a winnable game for South Carolina. This is. They can win this football game. And why do I think they win this football game? I think they get a defensive score late to seal the deal. I think you force turnovers, and I think one goes in for 6. And I think that's the difference in the game. Once again, for the second week in a row, a non-offensive touchdown will be what seals Oklahoma's fate. I could be wrong on this. I've been wrong before. But maybe it's not my gut that's saying this, but I just got this feeling that South Carolina is going to win. I just do. Other people have that feeling. It's a bold pick, in my opinion, because Oklahoma is the best defense we've seen all season long. They're better than the LSU defense, in my opinion. And with South Carolina's struggles, it's kind of bold. But guess what? I think they do it. And you know what, y'all? If South Carolina wins this game on Saturday, the whole narrative is going to be on Oklahoma. Everyone's going to talk about how, well, Oklahoma is not as good as we thought they were. And you know what? Fine. So be it. But show your fans, show people that there's still some life in Columbia. Because if you lose this game, especially with what you have left, then your season's going to be over. But you know what? I am no sunshine pumper. I'm not. I am not a sunshine pumper. I don't think everything will be fixed in 1 week, but I think South Carolina gets a defensive score or 2 to win this football game. Because right now, my OU side of me, the OU side of me has some serious concerns about this Oklahoma offense. Some serious concerns about the Oklahoma offense. I still don't think John Mateer is very healthy. I think he can make mistakes. And I think South Carolina can get after him enough to do that. Oklahoma will make plays. John Mateer will make plays. But I think South Carolina gets a defensive score to win this football game. So that is my pick for this game. I'm going with Carolina with the upset here. I might be wrong. I might be delusional. I might be crazy. Call me what you will. Call me what you may. But just know, if you call me crazy and this happens, I'll be coming for blood on Monday. Just saying. Or Sunday, excuse me. But with that being said, let's go ahead and do some more picks for this game. We already made my picks here. And again, this is just what I feel in my gut. I've gone against it too much times. I've learned my lesson, man. And especially I'm going to be there, so they better win for me. Is anyone still in here? Chat's been very quiet, but I see like there's 6 people watching or something. Six people watching. But anyways, let's do some picks here for the other games. LSU versus Vanderbilt. LSU is not a good football team, in my opinion, y'all. I don't know why they're number 10. They have serious offensive issues. Their defense is good. But South Carolina had their chances to win that football game last weekend. South Carolina didn't take advantage. They didn't take advantage. Guess, because you know why? They were poorly coached in that game. Guess who's goodly coached? Goodly coached? Goodly? Is that a word? It is now. It's a word now. Deal with it. Vandy's a good coach team. And I think Diego Pavia at home will get the win over LSU. I don't trust LSU right now. I don't think this is the game where Nussmeier gets it together. I still don't think they have a really good running game. South Carolina's defense was worn out a bit in the second half because they were constantly on the field. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is just how I feel. Georgia Tech versus Duke. Now, this is an interesting game, and I think this is one that could be an upset special. And Georgia Tech's my favorite team in the ACC, so I'm hoping they win this game. However, looking at this one scares me. If I'm a Georgia Tech fan, this one would scare me a lot. I got to be 100% honest, y'all. I'm going with Duke to pull the upset. I am. I'm going with Duke to pull the upset. There's some things. There's some things about Georgia Tech that they've been winning games, but they have some concerns in their own right, and I do think they slip here. I do. I think Duke wins. Arizona at Houston. This is another one, but I think I'm going to go with Houston. It being at home, I think that favors them a bit. This one could be interesting. This one could be real interesting. I'm going to go and say that TCU wins this game, but I could see Baylor pulling it off. I really could. I mean, both of these teams seem similar in a little bit of ways. And, of course, I went with the upset. I did. I went with the upset. I really feel like I feel like South Carolina, it being at home, they're going to force Oklahoma to make some mistakes. And I just have a gut feeling this will be the best game Carolina plays all season long. I could be wrong, though, but it gives me that vibe. Ole Miss at Georgia. This is interesting because Ole Miss has been a really good team, and Georgia lost already at home to Alabama. But then again, Alabama is Georgia's nightmare every single year. Bama's the monster under Georgia's bed. Ole Miss is a good football team, but I do think they go down in Athens in a very, very fun game. I do think Georgia gets the win here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss win this. And why do I feel like the winner of this game might go on to possibly win the conference? I mean, that's the implications of this game, man. It feels like the winner of this game might go on to win the SEC. I'm picking Georgia, but I could see Ole Miss winning. But I got Georgia. They're the home team. It's going to be difficult for Georgia, but I do think they get the win over Ole Miss. Old Dominion and James Madison. We're going with James Madison, man. Penn State's down bad, so we're going with Iowa. Now, this is interesting right here. This is interesting. This is another one to watch out for. Another ranked team that could go down here. Auburn's offense is down bad, man. I mean, Jackson Arnold is bad, but Auburn's offense could do some things. But right now, with Missouri and their offense, Pribula and their rushing attack, I do think Auburn can hold Missouri a little bit. But at the end of the day, I trust Drinkwitz and Missouri more to get the win than Hugh Freeze and Auburn. And then we got the holy war between BYU and Utah. I'm going with Utah to win the game, y'all. I can see this going into BYU's favor, but I'm going with Utah. I really feel like Utah is going to win this game. So anyways, that's my Pick'ems pick right here. Say what you will about the picks and everything, but this one, I picked this one based on what my gut told me, man. Again, maybe it's not my gut. Maybe it's a want to believe thing, but I do have a feeling that South Carolina might play some good football tomorrow. Mainly on the defensive side. I don't have a lot of trust in this offense right now. They'll have to show me something. But defensively, I think South Carolina is going to win the football game with their defense on tomorrow. And I'm going to be at Williams-Brice Stadium. I'll record some things. I'll do a vlog. I'm looking forward to being there. It's going to be a fun game, and I'm really looking forward to it. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I really appreciate it. I've been live for about an hour now, and I just need to get some things done. But I appreciate you all tuning in. Again, I'm not a sunshine pumper, y'all. I'm far from it. But I have a feeling tomorrow the cocks could crow. Y'all have a good night. Go Gamecocks. In Oklahoma, every week outside of this one, I love you and I want you to win. But this weekend, it's Go Gamecocks. Y'all have a good one.